Making this tote bag is really easy. All you need is to get a piece of fabric, add the handles, attach a lining fabric, turn it inside out, sew both sides, lay it flat, then fold it in half, shaping the bottom into a rectangle shape, then flip it over, and there you have it, your own handy tote bag. Hello crafters, welcome to Anjurisa's crafting room. Today I will show you how to make your own cool and useful tote bag. It's a bag that can hold all your stuff easily. I'll try my best to make this tutorial super easy and perfect for beginners. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with the handle. We need 2 pieces of this. I already have one finished here, so I'll show you how to make another one. I use soft cotton fabric for this. It's 14 by 5 inches in size. Fold the fabric to the center, then fold it in half. I'm going to insert interfacing inside to make the handle sturdy. This is the material to add structure, stability, and stiffness to the fabric. Because this tutorial is for beginners, if you're missing this material, you can go with ribbon instead. It's also easier and faster. However, if you're using a thick fabric like canvas or denim for your tote bag handles, you may not need to use interfacing because the fabric itself provides sufficient stiffness and structure. The size of the interfacing is 14 by 1 inches. Place it inside the handles. Then we are going to sew these parts together. Now let's set these handles aside and prepare the fabric for our tote bag. I recommend using thick fabric like canvas, twill, or denim. Since this is a beginner-friendly project, I'll use a fabric that's not too big. Even if you make a mistake on your first try, you won't waste too much fabric, but if you're feeling confident, you can use a larger size. I'm using 20 by 14 inches for the fabric. Measure 3.5 inches from the edges on all 4 sides. We'll place the handles exactly on these marks. Take the handles that we made at the beginning, place each one beside the marks that we drew here. Secure them with fabric clips. Make sure that the handle isn't twisted. And align them with the mark on the other side. Repeat the same process for the other handle. Position the handle beside the mark. Secure it with fabric clip. Make sure it's not twisted and align it with the mark on the other side. Sew these parts to secure the handles in place. Let me show you a closer look. This is the mark that we drew. Place the handle beside it and the other mark here. Now that the handles are secured in place, prepare another fabric for the lining. You can use soft and lightweight fabric for this, since it will be hidden inside our tote bag. Secure it with fabric clips if you like, then sew this part, leaving an opening for us to turn the fabric later on. Don't worry about leaving a large gap, as we'll tidy up nicely later. After sewing all around the fabric, trim all 4 corners. This helps to reduce fabric bulk and gives the corners a cleaner appearance. Then we can turn the fabric inside out. I'll use something pointy like a chopstick or a pencil to push out the corners from the inside. After turning the fabric, I will lightly press it with my bare hands, as this fabric doesn't require as much pressing as cotton fabric. Then we can proceed to top stitch these parts. Take your ruler and measure about 1.5 inches from the edge of the fabric for us to fold it. Secure it with fabric clips. Fold along the entire length of the fabric. Repeat the same process on the other side. Sew along these folded parts to secure them in place. After stitching, lay the fabric flat and fold it in half. Then sew along these parts to finally start to see the tote bag shape taking form. Sewing this part will also seal the opening of our tote bag. To create a sturdy rectangle shape at the bottom of the tote bag, I'll pinch both of the top stitches and pull them to create a triangle shape in the fabric. We are going to sew exactly on the visible sewing line or previous sewing thread. Repeat this process on the other side. Pull the fabric to reveal the triangle shape, then sew this part. To sew precisely on the previous sewing thread, I can't reach it with my regular presser foot, so I will use my zipper foot. This zipper foot allows me to stitch close to the previous seam. You can start to see the rectangle shape forming on the bottom of the tote bag. I have another tip for you to help the tote bag stand up. I cut a piece of cardboard the same size as the bottom of the bag, then use a hot glue gun to attach the fabric all the way around it. Let me flip the bag inside out. You can simply place it inside your bag, and it will help your bag stand up a little bit better. You can finish it right here, especially if this is your first tote bag project. But if you have a snap button, whether it's using pliers or sewing, you can attach it to the center of your bag. To attach the snap buttons, I'll measure the center between the handles, then add the button, and use pliers to secure it in place. If you enjoy handmade projects, consider subscribing and turning on notifications. Your support truly helps me continue creating content. I recently started an Etsy store a few weeks ago. Feel free to explore, where you will discover beginner-friendly tutorials as well. Currently, I only have the bow pattern, but I will add more in the upcoming weeks if I receive a lot of requests. And that's it! Our handy tote bag is finished. Thanks for following along with this tutorial. If you found it helpful, consider liking and sharing this video. If you have questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. See you in my next video. Bye!